It's 4:30 in the morning here in the capital, Tehran. You're watching Press TV's Top 5. Many thanks for joining us this hour. Now, the violent crackdown on Myanmar's Rohingya Muslims continues with no end in sight. New footage shows burned out houses in Myanmar's Rakhine state, where a campaign by the army has forced tens of thousands of Rohingya to flee. The houses in the vicinity of the town of Mongda have been allegedly torched by the army. Government forces claim they are after what they call Rohingya militants in the region. Reports also indicate that two blasts have rocked an area close to Myanmar's border with Bangladesh. A Rohingya woman lost one leg in one of the blasts. Meanwhile, Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif and his Turkish counterpart Mevlut Çavuşoğlu have discussed the violence against Myanmar's Muslim minority. It estimated that nearly 90,000 Rohingya have fled Rakhine state and some 400 have been killed by the army and extremist Buddhists over the past 10 days.
Exhausted and desperate, these Muslim refugees from Myanmar arrive at this camp in neighboring Bangladesh. They have survived the government's deadly crackdown on Rohingya villages in Rakhine state since late last month. Some have managed to make it to these overcrowded camps with bullet wounds. Survivors tell horrific stories of massacres in villages that were raided and burned to the ground.
Oh, what I can say. The army conducted unimaginable atrocities. They torched all our houses at night. We escaped with our lives crawling through the hills.
The United Nations accuses the government of Myanmar of blocking all aid agencies from delivering vital supplies.
The security situation and government field visit restrictions rendered us unable to distribute assistance. The UN is in close contact with authorities to ensure that humanitarian operations can resume as soon as possible.
Other UN agencies as well as 16 major NGOs have complained about the same problem. Many activists say the recent surge of violence can amount to genocide. It has infuriated people in different parts of the world. People in Indonesia have gathered outside the Myanmar embassy in protest. The Indonesian president has also slammed Myanmar's atrocities against the persecuted Muslim minority.
I and the people of Indonesia, we regret and condemn the violence that took place in Myanmar's Rakhine state. There needs to be real action and not just criticism.
Protesters in Australia's capital, Canberra, have also rallied outside Parliament, calling on the Australian government to intervene. The main target of many protests has been this woman, Aung San Suu Kyi, the leader of Myanmar and a Nobel Peace Laureate. She has come under fire for her inaction in addressing the problem. The latest wave of violence shows things could get even worse unless the international community acts together to pressure Myanmar to end its years-long violation of the rights of the world's most persecuted minority.